They did it. They actually made a Sam Wilson Captain America movie, but does it work? It totally depends on what you're looking for in a movie or what your expectations are. Let me break it down in a bit more detail. First, let's talk about the synopsis. It's the same one we've seen in trailers, teasers, and all those videos. Sam Wilson's Captain America completes a successful mission, and then General Ross, now President Ross, calls him to restart the Avengers. After that, some differences start to emerge between them, and then an attack is launched on Thunderbolt Ross. Who is behind this attack? How is it being carried out? And will Sam Wilson be able to stop it in time? You'll have to watch the movie to find out. Now, the movie has many elements. For instance, when you first start watching it, you get a spy/espionage thriller vibe, kind of reminiscent of Captain America: The Winter Soldier. It makes you feel that what's shown on the surface isn't really what it is underneath. Then there are the conversations between characters, a huge part of the film, that exude tension. They're two characters who clearly don't like each other, yet they have to work together, and the film tries to convey that through their dialogues and emotions. The background music is also very unsettling at times. If you pay attention, it really hits you. I must say, the score is good. I really enjoyed both watching and listening to it. I watched the movie in 3D. The movie already carries a slightly dark tone, and in 3D, it appears even darker. That's why if you're going for 3D, I would advise watching it in 2D with subtitles like I did. Talking about the movie's direction, there are aspects that show a lot of effort. For example, the framing in many shots is impressive. There's a particular short sequence where Sam Wilson enters a prison to talk to an inmate. The way that shot is framed makes you feel as if there's a sense of confinement within the frame. This, in a way, reflects the movie's message that Sam Wilson is trying to break free from his own character to show people that he is truly Captain America. This brings me to another point. At times, the movie feels like a PR piece for Sam Wilson. In the midst of conversations, instead of just delivering dialogues, he starts giving a sort of speech. I understand where that's coming from. It's an attempt to build that Captain America image, the same one Chris Evans, Steve Rogers had. He never backs down, he always motivates people. I think that's what Sam Wilson was trying to do here, though it doesn't quite land as effectively as, say, in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Remember that climax where Sam delivers a couple of heavy lines? Here it's not as striking. Not bad, but not great either. Then let's address the Red Hulk in the room. The teaser, trailer, and posters all over promised that Red Hulk would feature in the movie. As I mentioned in my previous videos, if his screen time goes beyond 10 minutes, you could change my name, but I'm glad you won't, because Red Hulk is highly underutilized. He has a few moves that hit you, and you might be watching him to catch a glimpse of the Hulk you expected, the old version from Age of Ultron. You might feel that Red Hulk could fill that void a little bit, as he does have some movesets that are enjoyable, and his crazy unhinged side is somewhat entertaining. But ultimately, when you leave the theater, you're left with the feeling that they heated him up only to cool him down, quite literally. It also feels like the movie doesn't have a proper antagonist. I understand what the movie is trying to show, but the villain they tried to create comes off as very half-baked and hastily put together. His motivations aren't clearly explained. Instead, he's ballooned out and then dropped. So you're left with the expectation of a formidable villain that just isn't delivered. There are many attempts to evoke emotion as well. For instance, they tried to add a spin to the character of Thunderbolt Ross by showing that he's also human, that he craves validation and emotions. However, for some reason, you just don't feel much for him. It's like you've seen him before. On a positive note, the action sequences deserve praise. There are many scenes featuring Sam Wilson's aerial combat, and they look really good. The VFX and CGI work in many parts of the movie are impressive. You can easily notice where the effects shine, such as in the shots with prison bars, where the green screen work is very clear. On the flip side, some of the aerial combat sequences are just average, so while the action is decent, it doesn't really blow you away. Also, there's that short sequence from the trailers, the one reminiscent of something like Eternals, which is actually well done and is the movie's biggest highlight. Overall, I'd say Captain America: Brave New World is an okay movie. I didn't have extremely high expectations because I kind of knew what to expect, and I'd suggest you keep your expectations a bit low too. Go in thinking you'll enjoy the action and such, and you should have a pretty fine experience. One last thing, the movie does have one post-credit scene that sets up future events, but even that feels rather half-baked. You'll understand what I mean when you see it. So that's about it. Enjoy the movie. Go watch it on February 14th or whenever you can and see it for yourself. And hey, if you liked this review, give it a like. No hard feelings. Just like it.